what is critically important to the mission of the school is that we continue to understand that Jesus Christ is the reason for Catholic Central. And so we know that it takes a village to raise the young men.
What we do is because of faith. The Basilian Fathers founded this school because love of God prompts us to love of neighbor, which prompts us to action. And the mission, the action of the Basilian Fathers was to, and is to, and continues to be, loving others through the ministry of education and evangelization.
And so when those parents bring their kids to Catholic Central, we're hoping to help them raise their kids to get to heaven one day. So we have an overarching mission of Catholicism in the school.
And so something that weighs very heavily upon me is the salvation of souls. I'm responsible ultimately in a public safety way as principal for the welfare and well-being of my students and my staff and my community members. But more importantly, I'm responsible for the spiritual welfare, most particularly of the students, but also the staff and our families, the alumni, and the larger community that Catholic Central is associated with. And so one of the first things I do when I get up in the morning, my knees hit the ground. When I get out of bed, I pray for our Catholic Central community, that God keep us safe in His care and His love. And the last thing I do at night before I crawl into bed is the very same thing.
The mission is, it's on our archway when you walk in the front of the school. It says, Jesus Christ is the reason for Catholic Central. So helping students understand how beautiful, how enriching it is to develop a relationship with Jesus. Not just to only understand the church's teachings, but to cultivate a relationship that will help us in life's joys and high moments, as well as challenges and difficult moments.
We have such a solid department that I know that all of us in the department take the faith very seriously, and we're not just teaching academics, but we're concerned about their souls and about having walking away knowing that the church has an answer for the questions they're asking. The world will give them something different, but we give them what the church teaches, and that gives them solid armor, if you will, to go out in the world.
This is actually the fourth Catholic high school that I've taught at, and I have stayed here for a reason. It has become a home because I think that the part of the blessing has been to work with young men and to help them to overcome some of the landmines and some of the roadblocks on their road to manhood, so that they understand and see that being a man who loves sports and the arts and math and science can also be somebody who is in love with the Lord and a witness.
I really liked the chance to help students think through some really important questions at this time in their life. I would also say that my own theology teachers were a big part of the reason why I wanted to come back ever since I was a senior here. They really helped me think through a lot of big questions in life that were worth asking.
And Catholic Central is very much a part of that. Once you step into these waters, and once you are caught up in the spirit of the place, which is really magnified, exemplified by the students, but that brotherhood that they share flows through the charism of the Basilian Fathers.
Catholic Central is a place for young men who are Catholic, who are Christian, and who are non-Christian. Because one of the blessings that we've seen is helping people, no matter where they're at, we, like Christ, try to take people where they're at and to help them to understand and to grow to become men who value the virtues of goodness, discipline, and knowledge.
Catholic Central gets it right, the most right that we can get it, in that we offer so many things, but the kids don't feel like pressured that they have to, lockstep go to Mass every day, but it's here. And I've seen more and more kids coming to Mass in the morning, coming to Rosary, and it's very hopeful to see them being transformed along the way.
as Christians, as Catholics, we believe that as mundane as it may be, but in studying the truths of the universe, in conjugating French verbs, in studying physics, astronomy, learning how to communicate through the beauties of the English language or another language, every subject helps a student discover the truth, and ultimately that leads to God, who is the source of all truth. And that is the most important project.